Hello, everyone. Now, I've had a few thousand individuals ask me to do the box and manual reading of the PlayStation 2 game Resident Evil Outbreak. Now, I want to preface this by saying I have never played a Resident Evil game in my life. I know, kill me. I just found this game lying around, okay? It's rated mature 17 plus, content rated by the ESRB, online, broadband only, Capcom. So it seems like, pretty sure this game has something to do with the lore. I watched a playthrough of the new Resident Evil game, whatever that one's called, but apparently this has something to do with it, not sure. Let's look at the back of the box here. It says, around every corner, behind every door, deep in every shadow, terror awaits. And it's got a picture of, is that Leon Kennedy? I don't know all the characters, really. It says, witness the revolutionary Resident Evil gameplay, multiplayer scenarios, and next-level design in this totally new, dramatic, cooperative gameplay experience. Take on the role of one of the distraught few survivors of an outbreak caused by a secret biological weapon. Team partnerships in offline or online mode create contagiously addictive play scenarios you'll want to try and relive again and again. This time, it's personal. I mean, that's cool. Some screenshots here. It's a DVD-ROM. It says, events span from Resident Evil 1 through 3. So this seems like it's a spin-off title. Character choice dictates player abilities and scenarios. Cooperative and competitive gameplay. Real-time 3D graphics. It says multiplayer, 4-player and online mode. Die and join zombie ranks. First time ever in Resident Evil. Wow, you can be a zombie? That's pretty cool. It says new option to install game data on the HDD to optimize loading time. Broadband play only with the network adapter. It's one player, memory card for PS2, 495 kilobytes, analog control, vibration function, online Ethernet broadband required, network adapter for PS2, 2 to 4 players you can play with. It says online license terms available at www.capcom.com and in game. Trends Potter's Hot Pick 2003 by Teen People, Best PS2 Game by Gamers.com, Best Adventure Game by IGN.com. Game experience may change during online play. Now, I don't think this is the original box, because this doesn't seem like a PS2 box, but here's the disc here, DVD-ROM. Says Resident Evil Outbreak, Capcom, www.residentevil.com. Sure, you guys don't care about me reading about the small text around the edge here. Said NTSC, USC, DVD-ROM. Now, God, this isn't even coming out. What the fuck? Alright. Sorry about that. Resident Evil Outbreak. Got the pistol art here. It looks pretty cool. Rated M for mature. Wow, nothing on the back. It's just black. That's cool. Alright, let's go here. This is the same spiel as all the other ones. So I'm going to skip that with the warnings. The contents. Page 2 has getting started. Page 3 has starting up. Page 4 has the default controls. Page 5 has zombie war. Page 6 has characters. Page 10 has gameplay. Page 11 has saving game data. Page 11 also has pausing the game. Don't know why you need a direction on that. Page 12 has action. Page 13 has the status screen. Page 14 has items. Page 15 has team action. Page 17 has map. 18 has file screen. 18 also has special item screen. 19 has the results screen and the collection screen. Page 20 has the character log, option screen, and hard HDD install. 21 is network play. Page 23 is scenario mode. 24 is free mode, and page 26 has hints. At the bottom here, it says there's a special message from Capcom. Thank you for selecting Resident Evil Outbreak for your PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. We at Capcom Entertainment are proud to bring you this new addition to your video game library. Capcom Entertainment Inc., 475 Oakmead Parkway, Sunnyvale, California, 94085. And then it just has all rights reserved, blah, blah, blah. If you watch the Suit show, you know what that means. It says, register to play the game at www.capcom.com. I guess you can play online. I assume that doesn't work anymore, but whatever. Shows the getting started, setting up your PlayStation 2 console. This is the same, basically the same for every other manual, so I'm going to skip that as well, but you guys can look at that or watch my earlier videos and see what it says there. All right. Starting up, the DualShock 2 analog controller configurations. Before beginning play, connect the DualShock 2 analog controller to controller port 1. When vibration is on, the controller will vibrate in response to game events. You can turn vibration on/off in the option mode. See page 20. Shows you where all the buttons and stuff do on the controller. Now it says online system requirements. You must have the following to play Resident Evil Outbreak Online. A PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system. Well, no shit. Installed network adapter, Ethernet/modem for a PlayStation 2. Broadband internet service. Resident Evil Outbreak save data. See below. Memory cards and save data. To save Resident Evil Outbreak game data, you must have a memory card inserted to memory card slot 1. This game does not support memory card slot 2. Wow, that's retarded. Anyways, note, in both offline or online play, if less free space exists than what you need, erase unwanted data to make room. Offline play save game data. You must have 494 kilobytes of free space on the memory card in order to save main game data, which include game history, results, and collection mode data. When you interrupt the game, the main game data are saved automatically. You can resume a game from any memory card containing saved Resident Evil Outbreak main game data. Online play save game data. To connect to the Resident Evil Outbreak internet, choose your network configuration file. You must have 122 kilobytes of free space on the memory card in order to save the settings in the capcom.net file, which is required in order to participate in network play mode. You must have 94 kilobytes of free space on a memory card to save your network configuration file. You must have 340 kilobytes of free space on the memory card to save main game data. You cannot interrupt the game in network play mode. You can resume a network play game from any memory card containing Resident Evil Outbreak main game data. Now, here's the default controls. Okay, control, action, and explanation. The left analog stick or directional buttons move. It moves the player or it moves the cursor in the status screen. The directional buttons, down plus circle button does a quick turn. Press the directional buttons down plus the circle at the same time for a quick 180 turn. L1 reloads or shifts target. Toggle either command, also available from the status screen. L2 change call. Change your call by pressing L2 while moving the right stick. See right analog stick below. R1 attack stance. Automatically face the nearest enemy. It's pretty cool. R2 forward attack stance. Face your player towards the front. The triangle button, map. It displays the map. Circle button, run special actions, and cancel. When moving, hold the O button to the circle button to run. After assuming an attack stance with R1 or R2, press the circle button to perform a special action or cancel menu selections. The square button, ad-lib or talk. Begin a monologue. If you approach another character, you will strike up a conversation. The X button, action or select, and confirm. Examine objects, open doors, climb, descend stairways, attack, etc. Confirm menu selections. Right analog stick /R3 button. Call. Move your right analog stick in the correct direction for the call you want to make. You can change your call by pressing L2 while moving the right analog stick. See page 15. The start button, status screen. Display the status screen. The select button, option. Display the option screen. That's weird. You think it'd be the other way around, but whatever. Zombie War. Resident Evil Outbreak is the newest installment in Capcom's Resident Evil series of games for the PlayStation 2. It features revolutionary Resident Evil gameplay and multiplayer scenarios that you can enjoy offline or online. Take on the role as one of the last few distraught survivors of Raccoon City. This time, it's personal. Raccoon City. Here are the characters. Kevin Ryman. I don't know any of these guys, so I'm sorry. Kevin Ryman, occupation, police officer. Officer Ryman works for the Raccoon City Police Department. He possesses superior athletic abilities and is an outstanding shot. An all-round good guy. He's a dyed-in-the-wool optimist who doesn't dwell on petty matters. His happy-go-lucky personality sometimes works against him. He's failed the star selection process twice. Personal item is a special 45 automatic, exhibiting a high level of power. The special 45 automatic is Ryman's favorite weapon. Other weapons in the game can be used in a similar way. To reload, use the 45 auto bullets. Special actions. Kick. You have to press circle and R1. Unleash a violent kick that makes the enemy wobble about. Compared to the tackle, this kick can be dealt far more rapidly. When you're surrounded by zombies and it comes to a showdown, this move can really come in handy. Take pot shots. Press and hold R1. Then when your stance changes, press X. When Kevin is equipped with his pistol, he can aim and fire. The enemy will sustain heavy damage. Note, some handguns cannot be aimed. Alright. There's Mark Williams. Occupation is security guard. Currently working for a security company in Raccoon City. Mark is a Vietnam veteran, over 50 years old. His robust strength has not diminished. He has tasted the emptiness of war, and now, more than anything, just wants to live in peace. His personal item is handgun. This is Mark's favorite gun. Other guns in the game may be used in a similar way. Use handgun bullets to reload his weapon. Special actions. Guard. Press circle repeatedly while pressing R1. If Mark is on guard when enemies attack, he can repel them. Note, Mark cannot protect against viral infection or defend against some attacks. Full swing. Press and hold R1. When your stance changes, press X. Mark can execute his special body moves only when equipped with a clubbing weapon, an iron bar, for instance. When he channels all his physical strength into one attack, he does an impressive amount of damage. Alright, now we have this guy named George Hamilton. His occupation's doctor. A doctor who works at Raccoon City Hospital. Dr. Hamilton is a first-class surgeon. He doesn't exactly take the lead and call the shots, but he does possess a cooperative spirit and the knack of easily acquiring other people's trust. His personal item is a medical set. Using the prepare command, George can mix a variety of different herbs in his medical set and prepare a range of useful cures. Try combining herbs in as many ways as you can think of to discover new medicines. Special actions. Tackle. Press circle plus R1. After the enemy's attack, George counteracts with a tackle. Change the timing of the tackle by holding down the circle button. Then you have Cindy Lennox. Occupation's waitress. Cindy is the most popular waitress at Jay's bar due to her irresistibly bright smile. She's a helpful, service-oriented person who always thinks of her people first. Even in extreme situations, she quickly rallies her courage and adapts to the reality of a harsh society. That's cool. Whatever. Personal item, herb case. The herb case lets Cindy individually store each of the numerous herbs she can find. Herbs can also be mixed together directly inside the case, though you cannot store multiple amounts of mixed herbs. To operate the herb case, select the herb case command in the status screen. The contents of the herb case will be displayed. To treat other characters, move up close to them, choose an herb, and select the aid command. To mix and prepare herbs. 1. Select an herb in the herb case. 2. Select the combine command. 3. Select the herb you would like to combine with and press X. Special actions, duck. Press circle plus R1. In the blink of an eye, Cindy can duck and elude an enemy's attack. An effective tactic when it looks like an enemy is about to charge. Dang, there's a lot of characters. I guess Leon Kennedy isn't in this game. David King, occupation plumber. So he's like Mario, kinda. A quiet worker. David doesn't talk much about his past. It's not because he's unfriendly. He's just a man of few words. With sharp eyesight and deft movements with his knife, he proves his worth getting around in a scene of bloodshed. Personal item, toolbox. The toolbox holds many useful tools. Folding knife can be used as a weapon. Lug wrench. Uses a special action with lug wrench throw. See below. Junk parts. When you use the put together command, the junk parts will fix a broken item. Duct tape. When you assemble specific items to make weapons, you'll use the duct tape. The toolbox holds only a limited amount of duct tape. So he's like trying to like jimmy rig everything together, I guess. Special actions. Lug wrench throw. Press circle plus R1. Throw your lug wrench to make this attack. The number of wrenches you have is limited, so make them count. Continuous knife attack. Press and hold R1 and repeatedly press X 3 times with the correct timing. Attack enemies without touching them. You can use this special action only when you're equipped with an edge tool such as a knife. Now we have Alyssa Ashcroft. Her occupation is journalist. Alyssa writes for the local paper. She has an insatiable appetite for collecting every bit of information she can dig up. With her strong personality, she is a sore loser who often clashes with others. Even though she's stuck on herself, she'll take care of others in a pinch. Personal item, lockpicks. Use these tools to wrench your way through simple locked doors. Note, some doors don't respond to the lockpicks and will only open with a key. Select picking tools from the item menu. Select one of the 4 different types and choose the use command. Stand in front of a locked door. Press X repeatedly until the door opens. Note, the time required to unlock a door depends on the lockpick. Using the right tool to fit the door will shorten the time. And then press the triangle button to cancel the lockpicking. Special actions. She has backstep. Press circle plus R1. When an attack is imminent, Alyssa can move swiftly backward to evade it. Take pot shots. Press and hold R1, and when your stance changes, press X. When Alyssa is equipped with her pistol, she can take careful aim and fire. The enemy will sustain more damage. Note, some handguns cannot be aimed. Now, we have Jim Chapman. His occupation is subway agent. Wow, he's the agent making my sandwiches. Anyways, an agent with the Raccoon City subway. Jim is friendly, cheerful, but sometimes reveals a hesitant side. Even though he means well, he talks too much and sometimes bothers people around him. To his credit, he has strong powers of intuition and is skillful at solving puzzles. His personal item is coin. Jim always carries his lucky coin. A casual coin toss can change his destiny. Select the coin from the main menu and then item menu, and then select the use command. Special actions. Play dead. Press and hold the circle button while pressing R1. Enemies ignore Jim while he's playing dead, so this skill is particularly useful when he's surrounded. Since the speed of the virus gauge increases when Jim plays dead, use this skill carefully. Item search. When Jim enters a room and the map is open, the positions of the items in that room appear as question marks on the map, though the item types are not specified. That's pretty cool. So he's good at like getting stuff, I guess. Then there's Yoko Suzuki, occupations university student. As a result of her studies, Yoko is extremely knowledgeable about computers. She has a quiet, reserved personality, but the strength of her inquisitive mind emerges with a surprising toughness. Once she gets focused on something, it's hard to distract her attention. Her personal item is her knapsack. Along with her usual 4 items, Yoko can hold an additional 4 items in her knapsack for a total of 8 in all, so she can hold more. To move items into and out of the knapsack, select an item in the knapsack and choose Switch command, and then select an item from the item menu. Press X to make the trade. Special actions. Escape. Press and hold circle while pressing R1. When it looks like Yoko is going to be attacked, she can evade injury and take several steps away. The distance Yoko runs depends on how long you hold down the circle button. Alright. We got gameplay. Alright, the main menu. Here's a screenshot of the menu. Turn on the power to your PlayStation 2 and press start. The main menu will appear. If you're using a memory card containing Resident Evil Outbreak save data in memory card slot 1, the data will load automatically. That's nice. That's probably why slot 2 is not recognized. Use the left analog stick or directional buttons to highlight the option of your choice, and press X to confirm your selection. To begin a game, select either single play or network play from the main menu. Single play. 1 player. Proceed through the game, assisted by computer-operated non-player characters, NPCs. Network play. 1 to 4 players. When you connect to the network, this mode lets you enjoy playing games with players across the country. See page 21. Collection. Get your hands on bonus features depending on your result points acquired in either single play or network play. See this option to see your prizes. Select this option to see your prizes. See page 19. Character log. Browse through data, records, and other information for different characters. See page 20. Option. Set various game preferences, including the controller button configuration. See page 20. HDD install. You can install data on the special PlayStation 2 hard disk drive. Although you can play a game without installing data, doing so will shorten loading time and allow for more seamless play. See page 20. Pretty cool. I don't know how the freaking mechanical drive is faster than the flash memory of the whatever. Game objectives. Hordes of difficulties will await you in Resident Evil Outbreak. For most of the game, your object is to fight against time, escape, or destroy enemies who are trying to take your life and somehow survive. While you figure out the riddles in each scenario, you will also dig up the last secret objective. Damage. When attacked by an enemy, you incur damage. If you're attacked beyond a certain level of damage, you enter a state of near death. In this state, most of your activity is limited, and the speed of your virus gauge increases. See page 13. If you don't use a regenerative item right away, or another player doesn't offer to shoulder you, see page 15, then you're in danger. You can check your degree of damage on the status screen electrocardiogram, see page 13. The color of the text shows your damage level. Green is fine, normal. Yellow is caution, low damage. Orange is caution, medium damage. Red is danger, heavy damage. Now, unusual status. The electrocardiogram also displays your unusual status, if any, bleeding or poison. Bleeding. You will bleed when you are attacked by enemies, go through various events, and so on. In this state, your movements and physical power decrease slowly. After a fixed period of time, your status returns to normal. If you find a special item, you won't have to wait for the time to expire before your status returns to normal. Poison. Poison infects you during specific enemy attacks. In this state, your physical power decreases slowly. You must use a specific item to revive yourself after a poison attack. Game over. A game ends as a result of a viral infection or fatal event. Viral infection. You begin the game infected by the virus. The virus gauge in the status screen increases both over time and when an enemy attacks you. In network play, when the gauge reaches 100%, you become a zombie. In this state, you can attack other players, open doors, and so on by pressing the circle button. After a fixed period of time, the game ends. Fatal event. Various kinds of events, room gadgets, and so on can result in game over. Okay. Saving game data. Save game data include game history, results, and collection mode features. After ending a scenario, you'll have the option to save all game data. You can also save game data in option mode from the title screen. See page 20. Once game data are saved, you can load them from option mode to continue play. Warning: in network play, there is one set of saved game data per character. If you begin a new game using a character that has already saved data, that data will be overwritten. Be careful. Once data are overwritten, they cannot be restored. The system here seems a little primitive. I don't understand. Anyways, pausing the game. In single play mode, you can pause the game and record your current status by checking the typewriter you'll find in set locations. When you pause the game, you will return to the title screen and pause data appears on the screen. Your data is temporarily saved while the game is paused. When you want to return to the game, select yes on the pause screen. You resume play from the point where you paused. If you select no, you'll return to the select scenario screen. At this point, you can play the scenario again or choose a different one to play. In either case, the temporarily saved pause data will be erased. If you die, you cannot reset to a save. Look at this art here. Kind of looks like a face here, and then down here it's like zombies. Pretty cool. Action. Examine/open. Press X in front of areas that interest you. Examine something in front of you and see if a message appears. If you press X in the front of a door, you'll open the door. Check out all kinds of spaces, since hints you'll need in order to survive might be hidden, just waiting for you to check them out. If no message appears, there is nothing to find. Alright. Attack stance/attack. Using R1 or R2, move into attack stance and press X to attack. Attack with your current weapon. While in attack stance, move the left analog stick or directional buttons up and down to raise or lower your weapon. The position of some weapons cannot be changed. If you are not equipped with a weapon, assume an attack stance and press X to release a tackle attack. While in the attack stance, press X plus down to perform a low kick attack. If you use R1 to guard, you will automatically face the nearest enemy. If you use R2, you will guard in the direction you are currently facing. Reload. Hold L1 to reload your weapon. When your equipped weapon runs out of bullets, continually pressing L1 will reload your weapon. You must have backup ammo to reload. You can also reload your weapon with backup bullets in the status screen. Continue loading until your backup ammo is depleted to fully equip your weapon, or press triangle to cancel at any point during the reload. It says, note, some items exist that allow you to reload in one motion. Some weapons cannot be reloaded. Push/bar the door. Move continually in the direction of the object you want to push. Stand close to an object and move continually in the direction you want to go to push it. Hold the door shut by continuously pushing in its direction. You can do this for a fixed period of time to protect against enemies who are trying to invade the room. Climb up/down. Press X in front of a step to grip ladders and to pull yourself up while descending. When you come to multi-level areas, press X to climb up or down. When in front of a ladder, press X to grip the ladder. Then move the left analog stick or directional buttons up and down to maneuver up and down. When you make a mistake and fall and grab a ledge, press X repeatedly to pull yourself back up. Special actions. Press R1 or R2 to move into attack stance and then press circle. After assuming attack stance, press circle to use your special actions. Character-specific attack, protect, and evade movements are all different. Alright. Here we have the status screen. Looks pretty cool. It's got like a screenshot here. It's hard to show you. Alright. It shows it has other character status, your character status, equipment, your item menu, personal item and ammo count, virus gauge, item commands, item message, electrocardiogram, item preview, and other items character menus. Other characters item menus. Gosh. I'm sorry. Alright. During the game, press start to display the status screen. Here you can get a good grasp of your own and other players' status and item techniques. From this screen, you can display the file and special item screen. See page 18. Use L1 and R1 to place the cursor in the top portion of the screen to move among various subscreens. Press either start or circle to close the status screen. Other character status displays the names, conditions, and level of viral infection of other players in the same room. Your character status shows information about your play character. The character's condition changes with the electrocardiogram. The simple virus gauge adjusts with the virus gauge, and its color changes gradually. Other characters' item menus displays items belonging to other players in the same room. Electrocardiogram displays your player's current condition. Item preview displays your currently selected item. Equipment, an equip mark that shows currently equipped items. Your item menu lists the items which you are currently holding. Personal item and ammo count displays each character's personal item and amount of ammo remaining if relevant. Virus gauge displays your character's viral infection status. Item message displays information about the selected item. Item commands. Move the cursor over your player's or other player's items and press X to display them. Display item commands such as use and combined. Alright. Items. Getting/changing items. Press X in front of an item. It also has like a screenshot there. It's hard to show you what it looks like. There it is. Press X in front of an item to open the status screen. Move the cursor over a blank space in the item menu and press X to pick up the item. To replace an item you have, move the cursor over another item and press X. The item you have will be exchanged with the item just chosen. Using items. Press X to select use. Display the item commands and select use. Then press X to use the item. Equipping items. Press X to select equip. Display the item you want to equip. Select equip and then press X to equip yourself with that item. Note, you can only equip items that are available. An item must be equipped in order to use it. If you have a weapon in your hand but do not select equip, you will not be able to attack with it. Combining items. Some items can be combined with other items, such as gun bullets, useful items, herbs, special effects items, and so on. To combine items, in the item menu, move the cursor over the first item you want to combine and display the item commands. Select combine to display the combine cursor. Oh, that's what the screenshot's for. To move the combine cursor over the second item to be combined and press X. The item created by the combination will be displayed. Example, combining a gun with a bullet. When you combine a gun with bullets, the bullets reload the gun. Once you do this, any weapon that is automatically reloaded in-game will be re-equipped. You can load the gun automatically or load all of the bullets until they are depleted. Press the circle button at any time to stop the reload. While reloading, you cannot move from your current position. Putting together personal items. You can assemble specific personal items using the items from the item menu. For example, if you put an item from the list with Yoko's personal item, that item will be stashed away in your knapsack. You can move the contents of the knapsack. Why is my screen doing that? You can move the contents of the knapsack by moving the cursor over it and pressing X. Team action. Shouldering teammates. Press X. Move alongside a damaged partner and press X to assist that character with your shoulder. You can move while being supported by a teammate's shoulder, but you cannot attack. Helping teammates up. Press X. Move alongside partners and NPCs who are hanging over a ledge and press X to pull them up. Calling to other players. Hint, if you can persuade other partners to help you out, your odds for survival will increase dramatically. Call A. Right analog stick alone. Go. When you're not performing any other action and you make a call, you will point in the direction you are facing. Come on. Down. Okay. When you are performing any other action, you make a call, you will beckon in the direction you are facing. Left is help, right is thanks. R3 is wait. Push down the right analog stick to motion your partners to stay where they are. Up is go, by the way. Call B is right analog stick and L2. Call A was right analog stick at R3. But call B has up, call the names of other characters in front of you. Down is yes. Left is call the names of the characters to your left. Right is call the names of other characters to your right. R3 is no. Push down the right analog stick to motion to players to stop what they're doing. This is like an ambitious system. It seems like a workaround for not having voice chat. All right, ad-lib conversation. Press square. When you press square, a remark appropriate to the situation appears. Press square to reply to another player's remark and establish a conversation. In certain situations, if you reply to a remark, the conversation will continue for a while. Hint, you can gather game hints through conversations with other characters. That's pretty cool. Requesting an item. When you want an item another character is holding, you can make a request. You can only take possession of an item held by another character when you and that character are in the same room. On the status screen menu, move the cursor over the item you want to take from the other character and press X. The request command will appear. Man, there's a lot of stuff. What the? Oh my lord. That's a lot. All right, we got a lot more to go. All right, when you press X again, the item will appear on the request side of the screen in text form. Hint: while the character you are requesting an item from opens the status screen, you can no longer view the request display. After making a request, if you get no reply from the other character, try repeating the request. Offering an item. You can also offer items on your item menu to other player characters. When an item has been requested, follow these steps. 1. On the status screen item menu, move your cursor over the item that you want to hand over and press X. Select the present command and press X to complete the handover. When offering an item, move the left analog stick or directional buttons left and right to change the direction of the handoff. When the item is taken, move alongside the other player and press X. Shortcut operation. On the status screen, if you move the cursor over an item you want to hand over and press square, you can hand over the item immediately. You won't need to select an item command. All right. Obtaining items from corpses. You can recover items from other characters who have died or become zombies. Open the status screen in rooms where you've found the corpse of another character or where a character has become a zombie, and then the dead character's item menu is displayed. Place your cursor over the item you want and press X. The exchange command appears. Press X and a cursor appears on your own item menu. Move the cursor to a blank space or to the item you want to exchange and press X. Hint: you can confirm the death of other characters on the map. Sometimes corpses do not remain long in their rooms. Be sure to check the map often. This system seems like really, really bad, but I haven't seen even any reviews on this game, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's intuitive, but it just sounds a little like overcomplicated for no reason. Anyways, asking teammates to use their items. In network play, you can tell other characters that you want them to use an item that they're holding. On the status screen, move your cursor over an item you want another character to use and press X. Select the usage direction command, and the item that you want to be used will be displayed in the status screen in text format. Hint: when another player opens the status screen, you can no longer view the usage direction display. If you receive no reply, try repeating your usage direction request. Alright, you have the map. The map has the map title and rank, room name, ammunition mark, your current location in red, rooms visited, and weapon mark. You can see the screenshot here. It's hard to see, but whatever. During gameplay, press the triangle button to open the map. Use the map to check the current position of a player in a room and to see how rooms are connected, and so on. View different areas of the map by moving the left analog stick. As you move the map, name of the room and where the red marker is will be displayed. Note: you can only view rooms on the map you've already explored. Move the right analog stick to zoom in and out. Press the triangle button to close the map. Map title and rank displays the name of the map you're currently in. Press L1 or R1 to change the zoom level of the map. Room name displays in red the name of the room you're in. With the left analog stick, move the map to the center, the name of a room on screen. Press X to display the room map. Press circle to close the room map. Note, use the same process to see the names of buildings. So you can just see the names of different rooms, I guess. Rooms visited. Rooms you've already visited appear green on the map. Doors. Door colors differ depending on circumstances. Blue doors allow free passage. Red doors are not yet opened. Yellow doors have not been examined yet. Player marks. The player marks indicate different circumstances. That like boomerang looking one is your current location. That like diamond one is a location where a character is dying. Yellow. That other diamond one, location of other characters' voices. Green. And then this X is a location of where a character has died. Item marks show where you can pick up items that were dropped or replaced. R is a healing item. O is an other item. W is a weapon. A is ammunition, and then question mark's an unknown item. We had the file screen and get screenshot. Select File in the status screen to display the file screen. Here you can view all the information you've acquired so far. A list of files and items you currently have will appear. Move the left analog stick or directional buttons up and down to select the file you wish to view. Press X to view its contents. If a file has multiple pages, move the left analog stick or directional buttons left and right to turn the pages. It's pretty cool. Special Item Screen. Select Special on the status screen to display the Special Item screen. Here you can view all the special items you've acquired so far. Throughout the game, special items are hidden in every nook and cranny. If you obtain these special items and clear the game, you can win a large number of result points and purchase bonus features. There's a screenshot there, the Special Item screen. Screenshot here of the results screen. It says... Network Play Results Screen. Result points. The content of your gameplay is evaluated based on factors as the time it took to clear a scenario, the events experienced, and special items you obtained, and are awarded result points. Depending on these result points, you can obtain various bonus features in collection mode. Information on players you have played with. The results screen. Information on players you have played with. The results screen displays the data of players who have accompanied you through a scenario. You can register in the ID list. Players who have registered in the ID list can search for each other and converse in the free mode chat room. See page 24. That's pretty cool. After you play the first scenario, the results screen is displayed even if you don't clear the scenario. On the results screen, you can confirm the time it took to clear the game, the events you experienced, and the items you acquired, and various gameplay records. Single-player results screen. The results screen consists of several pages. The number of pages differs for each scenario. Press X to turn pages, and press the circle button to move from the results screen to the save screen. You got the collection screen. Here you can access your bonus features. Press L1 or R1 to select a category, then highlight and select the item you want. You must have the required number of result points to acquire a bonus feature. As the gallery, views the character's portraits and stage scenes. Costume changes your character's wardrobe. Movie plays the game's movies. Sound preview the game's music playlist and sound effects. Extras, there's more. Find out what. Hint. By fulfilling the game's hidden conditions, you can increase the number of available bonus features. Try playing the game in different ways to unlock more. Interesting. All right. Character log. Go to the character log to see information about your game, including number of scenarios played, character usage percentages, and various other play data. Option screen. Select option from the main menu or press select during the game to display option screen. Select an option to adjust and press X. In the submenu, move the left analog stick or directional buttons up and down to select an option, and left and right to change the setting. Note, some options may not be available depending on where in the game you accessed option mode. Controller settings. Reconfigure the button controls, choosing from 3 types of preset configurations. You can also turn the controller's vibration function on or off. Sound settings. Set your speaker to stereo or mono and adjust the game's BGM, background music, and SE sound effects. Brightness. Set the screen brightness to its optimum level by adjusting the area below the red line on the color bar to total black. Screen adjust. Use the left analog stick or directional buttons to position the game in the center of your TV. HDD settings. Choose whether or not to use the game data installed on the hard disk drive. See below. Save/load. Save current game data or load previously saved data. Exit. Close the option screen, and quit game ends your game. HDD install. Use this feature to optionally install game data on the PlayStation 2's hard disk drive. Doing so will shorten loading time and provide more seamless gameplay. You need at least 1024 megabytes free of space on the hard disk drive in order to install Resident Evil Outbreak game data. While installing data, do not turn off the power, reset the system, or remove the hard disk drive. Doing so could destroy your game data. You can play a mini-game while data is being installed. Use the directional buttons or left analog stick to move the puzzle and complete the picture. When you clear one picture, the next will appear. That's pretty cool. I think this game's pretty ambitious, not gonna lie. Network play. It's got some screenshots here with the network. It says for existing users, if you are an existing user from Auto Modelista for PlayStation 2, you can use your existing username in Resident Evil Outbreak. To reload your Auto Modelista username, go to Edit Account, select Support, select Reset Login. At the username and password entry screen, enter the exact username and password from Auto Modelista. 5. Select Submit, and then the save game data to your memory card. You can now play Resident Evil Outbreak using your Auto Modelista username. Here's another 2. Select Add Setting to create a new network config. Oh, that's for this one. Sorry. This is like laid out really weird. Okay. And it's got network settings. 1. Select your network configuration from the Select Network Configuration screen and press X. The screen above appears if the network setting was configured prior to starting play on Resident Evil Outbreak. The Edit Network Configuration option is only available once the network configuration has been created. 2. Select Add Setting to create a new network configuration and press X. The screen above appears only if a network configuration file has not been created. 3. The screen above lists the network adapter Ethernet/modem for PlayStation 2 currently installed. Press X to confirm your selection. Once the device is selected, it cannot be changed until you reset the system. The network adapter startup disk is required in order to configure a PPPoE setting. You will be asked for the user ID and password of your ISP. To use DHCP, select Not Required for the user ID and password, and Auto for the remaining options. Press X to confirm and finish the setup. Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Okay. 6. For static IP address entry, choose manual. You need to enter the IP address manually. Continue by selecting different IP properties. To proceed to the next screen, press the directional buttons left or right. Follow the on-screen instructions to name the settings and save. Then proceed with the connection test. 8. Follow the on-screen instructions to set up the proxy configuration, which is required to connect to the web. 9. Finally, connect to the web. Firewalls. In order to join or host a Resident Evil Outbreak game from behind a router with NAT, network address translation, or firewall, you may need to enable port forwarding. You will need to route or forward all data on ports 1027 to 65535 UDP and 101.27 TCP to the IP address assigned to your PlayStation 2 console. Damn, you need to port forward directly to your network to host a game. That's like really bad. Never mind. They should have just did an online service or whatever. It's like stupid. All right. Note: users using DHCP must ensure that their PlayStation 2 console is always assigned the IP address specified in the port forwarding setup. Under these circumstances, you may need to change your PlayStation 2 from auto-detect DHCP to a static IP address using the network configuration GUI or network adapter startup disk to ensure that forwarded data always gets to your PlayStation 2 console. Yeah, because you'd hate it when the IP releases and then it's no longer your port forward is useless, not going to your console anymore. If you're still having trouble connecting to other players, try bypassing the router or firewall by connecting your PlayStation 2 directly to your DSL modem, cable modem, or other broadband service. I would not recommend doing that. That's like really horrible advice. Anyways, network menu. Select Go Online to access the online game using a registered name and password. Or select Edit Account to create a new account. Edit account information and access other account or service options. 2. You must save the login name to a memory card to enter the lobby. It says web registration / password entry. Use the soft keyboard to enter the password you used when registering. Lobby main menu. Upon entering the lobby, you'll see the lobby main menu where you can select either scenario mode or free mode. I'm still baffled that they're asking you to either put a hole in your network or bypass the firewall just so you can play Resident Evil Outbreak online. That's actually kind of nuts. All right. Scenario mode. Main menu. It's got a screenshot there. When you select scenario mode, its main menu is displayed. Use the directional button / left analog stick to make your selection and press X. New game. Select this option to start a new scenario mode game. Load game. Select the save game data file to continue play from the point where the game was saved. Note: you can only save one file per character. Database. Check information from Capcom and the nationwide rankings. I don't really think that's would be available anymore, but whatever. Scenario mode game progress. Select new game from the main menu the first time you play scenario mode, or select load game to continue play on the save game data. 2. Select your game character. 3. Play through the scenario. One scenario takes about an hour on average. Times vary for different players with various play methods and skills. 4. When you clear a scenario, the results screen appears. Check your rankings and then continue to the next scenario, which is selected automatically. If you manage to fulfill the conditions of the game by clearing several scenarios, you will come to the end scenario. Clear this scenario to complete your game. Note: to exit scenario mode during gameplay, select log out from the option screen. Why couldn't they just have like a server where you play on? I don't get it. If they're offering online, then whatever. You got free mode, main menu. Once you select free mode, the main menu appears. Its features and options include lobby name, chat screen. Chat with other players via either the USB keyboard or soft keyboard. Press triangle to open the soft keyboard and press square to view past logs containing all chat content up to the present. Number of persons in the lobby. Room list. Display the room list screen. Database. Display the database screen. From here, you can view nationwide rankings based on clear times and result points and more. See, if they had a server displaying the database, then why didn't they have like game servers? You have to like, I guess you just have the option to host your own game. It's just really stupid. Okay, subscreen. Press the start button on the main menu to view this subscreen. The options include main menu, return to the free mode main menu, list of people chatting, check out who's chatting. You'll see a list of people currently using the chat room. You can also record a selected person's ID. Look for a specific person. Search other people by using their IDs. Use the ID list reference to select an ID or input an ID manually. If a person is in a different room, you can move to that room. Search results are limited to users who are currently connected to the server. You will not find users. You will not find users who are currently mid-game or not connected. So they have a chat room server, but if you want to host a game, you have to port forward to your PS2. That's like really dumb. Anyways, or maybe I'm misunderstanding what the situation is, but that's a little crazy in my opinion. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah. It says note a user's ID appears during chat. If you change an ID that has already been recorded, the new ID will overwrite the old one when the new ID is saved. Operation explanation. View the basic control configuration. Let's also end network connection. Oh, we're almost done. Okay. Selecting a game room. Start free mode by selecting a game room. Use the directional buttons or left analog stick to select an area and press the X button. In each area, the current number of participants will be displayed. Title and scenario. The room name and scenario will be displayed. When you select the room name, you can check the list of participating members, then press L1 or R1. To see the battle rules, you can also select a character before entering the room. You cannot select characters that have already been chosen. Select Open to create a new room. Password. Enter the password for the room if required. Okay. Heads. Check the number of participants and room status. Setting up game rules. When you create rules, they will appear on this screen, and the game will proceed according to these rules. Title. Apply an optional name to the room. Password. When you set up a password, you set up the room. Only the people who know the password can enter the room. Scenario. Select a scenario for the room. Level of difficulty. Select the level of difficulty for the scenario. Character usage. Select your player character. Characters vary depending on the scenario you choose. Maximum number of participants. Select the number of people who can participate in that room, up to a maximum of 4. Room time limits. Designate the scenario's beginning time limit. When the time expires, the game begins automatically, even if the maximum number of participants has not been reached. Waiting room. This is the standby room where you wait until the game begins. Begin scenario. Start play. Only the room creator can select this operation. Standby. Open up the scenario while chatting. Leave room. Exit the room. If the room creator leaves, the room is dissolved. Wow. So they had a server that hosted the list of servers, but that's so stupid. Like, they might as well have hosted the servers themselves rather than make the players port forward. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking about this. All right. Oh, you got hints. Dealing with enemies. As your first line of defense, consider running. If you've got plenty of ammo or nearby characters are backing you up, then you can attempt to stand and fight. Remember that each weapon has its own characteristics, such as wide attack range, automatic fire, or knockdown to a single blow. Use the best weapon for the situation. You can unearth information and secrets in memos, files, and other items. Collect information from all areas of every room. Your highest priority is understanding your enemy. Opening doors. Depending on the door, you can open it with a key, use a weapon, beat the door in, and so on. If you can't find the key, or the door is guarded by enemies, then breaking it down is probably the best way to go. Using a gun to open a door consumes bullets. A tackle works only in certain situations. Figure out the best method to fit the circumstances. Other characters. Listen for game sounds as audible clues. You can hear other characters in nearby rooms. Listen for their footsteps, screams, gunshots, etc. When you hear a scream, open the map right away. The location of the scream will appear. Attack objects. In some areas, room items and fixtures can maximize damage to enemies when you shoot them. Try using these attack objects in different ways. They can help you survive a fight. Hidden power of items. Herbs, emergency spray, and other medicinal items momentarily halt the virus gauge. Use them frequently in situations where the viral infection is evolving. To combine green, blue, and red herbs. Combine green, blue, and red herbs to add more effects than if using them individually. Get creative. It says in the bottom in small text here that the software uses DNAS, Dynamic Network Authentication System, a proprietary authentication system created by the Sony Computer Entertainment. I mean, that's cool, but And then it shows Two Heroes, One Destiny. I don't know how to pronounce that game, but rating pending. Looks cool. And it says here, Brady Games survival is a matter of strategy. Get the official strategy guide from Brady Games. It has a comprehensive walkthrough, expert boss tactics, and in-depth bestiary, highly detailed maps, complete item and weapon rosters, game secrets and online tactics. Signature series include cool bonus content and a premium insert, and much more. So I'm not gonna read that, but pretty cool. And it says you can win tickets to see Resident Evil Apocalypse. You can register your product with Capcom by fax, email, or on our website. September 10th, 2004. I might be a little late on that one. 3 ways to register. And there's the credits. Wow, they're really freaking hiding the credits and all that. Well, that's the end there of the game with online broadband play. But you need knowledge on how to log into your router to do a port forward. Even though they host a server that redirects you to other servers, which are hosted in people's home network. Seems really cheap, Capcom. Why?